Good afternoon, Vale. It's at 3 o'clock on the 13th of February 2024. Port Vale appointed Darren Moore as the new manager, officially announced on their Twitter page. Everyone's going to be buzzing with this appointment. I can't believe David Flitcroft has managed to pull this off. This is going to be amazing for his reputation. Definitely going to be a bit of recovery for him, considering nobody expected us to get Darren Moore a few days ago. I was in the middle of filming my Peterborough preview whilst doing this, so I'm going to just combine these two videos, considering the timing of them, and give us a bit more detail on Darren Moore and maybe what we can expect coming into the game tonight. So a bit of an overview profiling for Darren Moore. He is 49 years of age. He was born in Birmingham. He's a Jamaican citizen. And his average term as coach has been 1.3 years. And his preferred formation is a 3-5-2 flat. So it looks like Flitcroft ball is still going to be in play, hopefully with a better coach this time though. Darren Moore first managed West Brom, was the assistant manager there in 2017 before becoming the permanent appointment in 2018, lasting until 2019. Getting a 1.71 points per game average across 48 fixtures. In July 2019, he was appointed manager of Doncaster Rovers, stayed until 2021, an average of 1.56 points per game across 78 games there. Then obviously, where we all know him from, Sheffield Wednesday, he was first appointed in 2021, he was in charge until 2023, he played 129 matches and had an average of 1.78 points per game. He then most recently managed Huddersfield, where he was sacked on the 29th of January, having a 0.87 points per game average across 23 games in the Championship. So it's not looking too good for his Championship record, but his record in League One looks absolutely amazing. Getting Sheffield Wednesday into the Championship shows that this manager is levels above the position that we are right now, and he's bringing in some experience of playing top level football in this league compared to us at the bottom in the relegation zone. So I think if anybody's going to be able to get us out of the situation that we're in, it's going to be Darren Moore. So news has just come out that the contract that Darren Moore signed is 5.5 years, so it makes him remain with the club until the summer of 2029. So now there are statements from both Darren Moore and David Flitcroft, so I'm going to read both of them out. So David Flitcroft has said, "We identified Darren as our primary target to come in as our new manager who can galvanise and energise the club. Following extensive conversations, it's clear to the board that he has a plan of how he wants to lead the club from the very front and understands the importance of successes both off and on the pitch. He personifies every quality that we look for as a representative of Port Vale FC, as well as possessing the management and leadership qualities that are so highly sought after in any football club's manager. I firmly believe that the appointment of Darren is an exciting one for the club, and I am absolutely delighted to welcome him at Vale Park." With the appointment of Moore, it's looking though David Flitcroft has actually made up a lot of ground with the fans that didn't like him beforehand. I think it's hard to argue that this is a bad appointment. In fact, I think this is probably the best appointment that Flitcroft has made. We obviously had Darrell Clark under Flitcroft, but he obviously wasn't a manager of such high calibre who's managed to drop down so far to be able to come and manage Port Vale FC. Not saying that Darren Moore will be a better manager than Darrell Clark for the club. The likelihood is that he won't be, because I don't see how we can work with the situation that we have. But if there really is a long-term goal of getting this club into the Championship like we've been talking about, Darren Moore's definitely the man to do it. First statement from Darren Moore has actually come out now, and he says as follows: "When speaking to Carol, Dave and the club's board, it is clear that Port Vale FC and I are perfectly aligned with our long-term aspirations both on and off the pitch. Our immediate aim is securing the club's League One status between now and the end of this season, while putting the foundations in place to create a clear footballing identity. The contract is a long-term commitment from both myself and Port Vale FC. It's a testament to the long-term vision of the club and a vision that we as a collective from myself, the supporters, the club staff and the players are all striving towards. I'm absolutely delighted to be here and I'm thoroughly excited to get going." So not only have we managed to get Darren Moore, it looks as though he's actually quite happy to be here with the vision that we've sold him, in the same way that we've obviously sold managers such as Darrell Clark, but Darren Moore's a much higher status manager than Darrell Clark was, and it looks as though he might be able to get us playing very good football at the top end of League One, where this club wants to be, where it's aspiring to be, and hopefully where we can actually get to in the coming years. I think obviously this is a long-term decision. It's not a short-term sort of interim type management, because obviously he's signed a 5-year contract and Darren Moore is a long-term vision manager to try and get this club into the Championship. I do truly believe that's what the appointment is for. Carol Shanahan has also come out and made a statement saying, "I'm absolutely delighted that Darren is joining us as a first-team manager. He was the only manager I wanted, and after hearing him speak so passionately about where he sees this club heading, it confirmed what I already suspected in that he will be a great leader for Port Vale. His values and aims are aligned with ours as a family, and he's the perfect person to help us achieve our immediate and long-term goals." So it looks as though the ownership, the management and the director of football are all ready and prepared to keep us up this season and hopefully have a long-term vision to try and get us into the Championship with a 5-year contract until summer of 2029. That's a massive commitment from everyone at the club, and it's a commitment that I think the fans can really get behind. This is such a great and massive appointment that I don't think anybody can have any complaints. It'll be interesting to see how Darren Moore does compensate for the fact that we don't have any strikers. That 3-5-2 formation will likely have to change, as we already have had to change it under Will Ryder, having to play with a 1 up front instead of a 2. So I'm wondering how that's going to work heading into tonight, especially. Darren Moore will presumably be in the dugout for tonight, considering they've announced it at 3 o'clock and the fixture's obviously not until 7:45. So I'm hoping that we get to see a side that has Darren Moore's influence in it, that we see some players dropped. I'm hoping he comes in and has a big impact straight away, so we can actually get this new manager bounce and try and stay in this division. The month of February is so important, and it was so important that we got a manager in this early, especially considering we played Darrell Clark on Saturday, and I don't think I could take another defeat against Cheltenham. So we need to make sure that we're coming into every game strong as possible and making the best decisions for the football club. So we're going to be focusing a bit more on the game tonight now. So Darren Moore will presumably be in the dugout, but we've also got to play Peterborough, who are 5th in the division. It's not going to be an easy game. Johnson Clark-Harris obviously playing up front. We've got to be able to defend against him. So tonight we need to be defensively rigid, because otherwise we will get battered like we have every other time we play Peterborough. So we need to make sure that we're on top form. They've obviously got other players such as Kwame Poku, and it's not just going to be a one-man show with Johnson Clark-Harris. They are a good side. They are 5th in the division. They are chasing promotion. So it's going to be hard for the Vale tonight, especially away from home. We need to make sure that Darren and the team are prepared to go at this, prepared, defensively solid, and attacking-wise, we need to be coming out with everything that we have, even if that is very minimal. It's likely going to be a James Wilson 70-minute performance, followed by Bailey De Pepper, so we really need to make sure we're ahead by the time James Wilson goes off, if we're looking to start this new managerial appointment with a win. I think most fans would be okay with a draw, and I think everybody is expecting a loss, so it doesn't really matter what the result is tonight. As long as there's positives to take away from it, like the Stevenage game, I think we'll be okay moving forward, because we have got teams like Cheltenham to play who are winnable games and that we should really be beating if we're going to avoid relegation. So looking at the form guide for the teams, it looks as though Peterborough have got 1 draw, 1 win and 3 losses in the past 5 games, so not actually in the best form, especially considering they've played teams like Exeter in the last 5 games, teams that are around and about our skill level. So seeing them lose is quite surprising, to be fair. Obviously for Vale, 2 draws, 3 losses in the last 5. We know how we've been playing. A lot of positives to take away from last week, but before that it's been absolutely dire. So we need to make sure that we are coming out tonight. Hopefully a new manager bounce will help us. I'm hoping the away supporters will be behind us. It's going to be a far away game, so I'm not sure how many away supporters we actually have. That needs to be stat checked. I'll have a look at that, to be fair. Okay, so I can't find any exact figures for the away tickets that have been sold, but I'm presuming that there's going to be a fair few people, not too many though. Peterborough's obviously a long journey to make, especially considering our recent form. So I'm hoping that we will have a respectable audience that will be able to get behind this new team. Well, not new team. A respectable audience that will be able to get behind this new manager, and hopefully it will bolster the squad to be able to get something out of this game tonight, whether it's just 1 point, whether it's all 3, or whether it's a loss with a positive performance. I'm happy with that, as long as we're going into Cheltenham on Saturday knowing comfortably that we can better them and we can be the best team on the day, get the 3 points. I think we can actually come away from this game with a 2-1 win. I think Nathan Smith from a corner. I think Johnson Clark-Harris will equalise. And then I think in like the 70th minute, James Wilson, just before he comes off, will manage to slot one away and make it 2-1 to the Vale. And I think we'll come away with all 3 points tonight. I'm feeling positive. This managerial appointment will be making the squad feel positive. It'll make the fans feel positive. We're really going to be going there tonight with a lot of energy, with a lot of momentum. Hopefully we can keep this up, start winning fixtures, start getting points on the board and stay in the league. So that's all from me today. I just wanted to make this quick video. It should be out hopefully within the hour, so that this it actually makes sense to film an emergency video. The appointment of Darren Moore is obviously very positive, quite abrupt, but I think some people expected this to be coming. I genuinely didn't believe Darren Moore would be appointed. I thought there would be another manager in place, but I certainly have no complaints about this managerial appointment, and it really is going to help us going into this Peterborough game, hoping we can come away with something. So that's all from us. Thank you for watching The Railway Stand. Please follow our page over on X, and also make sure to like and subscribe so that you're updated when more of these videos come out. Darren Moore as a managerial appointment has been really positive today, and we're really excited to get going with him at the helm, him in the dugout hopefully tonight, so we can see some changed football, we can see some bolstered squad, and we can see some fans actually get behind the players instead of making a toxic atmosphere. That's all from us. Goodbye for now.